Alrighty. Welcome back. I'm your podcast host, Jack Adewale, and welcome back to the nimrodjaune podcast. I'm your host, Jack Adewale, as I said before. Welcome back. Shout out to all my Apple Podcast listeners, Spotify listeners, YouTube watchers. Shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all to all the support on the most recent videos, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jack Adewale, and I'm the host of this podcast. Let's jump right into it. I made a video this week talking about the mind. It's just basically talking about how the way you perceive yourself and the way you think, and just basically borderline, just your mind is basically something that is a conduit to how you maneuver and everything and how people will perceive you, right? And I was in school this morning. I was thinking about that video. I was thinking about the points I made in the video, just what I was talking about. And I got on the topic of something I can't even remember, but it led me to the belief that my mind is some of the only things that I can prove is like real. There's a word called sonder, basically explaining that every person passing by has a life as vivid and complex as my own, even though I may not be able to prove it due to a philosophical idea, basically explaining. I can't remember the term for the philosophical idea, but it's basically I can prove my life is real because it's my life and whatever, but I cannot prove that another person's life is as real as mine or even real in general, right? That's whatever it is. Going back to the topic of my mind, I can only prove that my mind is real because I live it, I experience it, I see the different perspectives that I carry on different things. I would have to be somewhat of a fool to not believe that the mind that I possess and carry around is real. But I can see how the argument could be on how my mind isn't real and my mind isn't what I believe it is, and it's not as big of a deal as I may think it is. I titled the video, the original title, now I'm probably going to change it, is Your Mind is a God and Treat It as Such. I might reuse that title because it's so important that we understand, or I guess come to grips with our own understanding on things. Like for a while, I couldn't, I guess, believe or even agree to the idea that I loved attention. I couldn't, because it always was associated with negativity in my mind. So with my mind, I always fought against, like, no, that's not me. No, that's not me. And I fought against it severely till it got brought to my attention that liking attention is normal. I thought it was abnormal to like attention. I really did. But like I said, treating my mind like a god. My mind treated attention as this thing where it's okay to have attention, and to get attention is cool, but to want it, that's the negative part. But what it took for me was to understand that wanting the attention is actually very normal. It's very human to want attention. It's just in the way that we do it. And I think I made a video talking about attention. And basically, you should want attention within your own community. You shouldn't want to seek attention from, like, let's say the internet. Like this right here, I'm gonna get attention from this, but I shouldn't use this. This shouldn't be my main source of where I get my attention. I should get my attention from the people I know in real life, my friends, my family, my community. These are the things I should be getting attention from, not the internet, even though I do get attention from the internet. That's a separate matter. As I finally understood that, I let go of the hold that I felt, that attention or the negative connotation I had on attention. I now embrace attention because of this primarily. Because I get attention on the internet, it kind of let go of I guess he kind of broke that mold that, yeah, if you post something on the internet, you do it for attention. Like, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to pick two and two together to figure that out. So once I started doing this and I let go of that, I'm like, okay, my mind finally started treating attention as what it is. It's okay to want attention. It's okay to do it. You just cannot violate what you believe in as a person for the sake of attention. And that's another thing that, I guess, just speaking about how I've treated my mind in the past, I would try, like I made a video on this as well, the morality police. Oh my goodness, it was so easy to judge people. Now, I have to make a conscious decision every time to take a step back on it. And what I mean by that is, I found out that it was super easy for me to judge. Like, it's super easy to have an opinion on this person's actions or have an opinion on what this person is doing. It's super easy to do it, but it's not easy to understand why you even have a reaction in the first place, why you feel the need to express your opinion, why you feel like it's even okay to even have this opinion in the first place. And once I started questioning these things, I kind of realized I really have no right to judge anybody, really. Because, like I said earlier, my life is their life is as vivid, as complex as mine. So I may not understand all the complexities of that life that led up to this moment. Because no action is isolated. What I mean by that is, no action is a standalone. It has been a repeated buildup to get to this action, right? So me judging this person off of this action, not understanding what led up to this action, to me feels like a dickhead move. So now I have to make that conscious decision on stepping back and not feeling like I'm the sense of justice or a judge or a jury or anything, and detach any judgment I could have. That doesn't mean I don't condemn things. I condemn things sometimes, but I'm not condemning the person. I was more so, when I was doing this, I was more so condemning the person and the action. Now I'm just condemning the action and not the person, because I don't know what led up to whatever. Like, going back to the attention, I have a homie who is currently, when I say currently, I mean currently as I'm speaking. Well, not currently as I'm speaking, but within a couple of days, he will bring it up to our attention that he wants bitches. My apologies to the women, but that's what he will say. He wants bitches. My apologies again. And I would judge him in my mind, and still to this day, I still do it. I still have that side where I treat my mind as like some form of a judge, where I can just place this opinion on somebody that realistically I don't. But even if it's facts, it's not my place to have it. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not my position to feel like I can dictate what another person should be feeling like. Going back to the example I was about to give, he really wants women, right? He's a desire for them. And anytime that topic is even brought up, his whole mood switches, because I feel like that's a sensitive topic for him, based off of his, like I was saying, it's probably a buildup. Matter of fact, not even probably, it's a buildup of things of him not really getting that type of attention early on. And when he did, he got it taken away from him, from his friends, or the girl he was talking to when chose his friend or something like that. That build up thing. So me judging him on this isolated section of it feels wrong, but I still do it. And I had to let go and, like, you know what? It's not even my play. It's really not even my jurisdiction to even feel like I could even judge you based off of this. With that being said, like I've already said, I still do it. And I still somewhat struggle with it, but it's gotten way better to that point. I've now begun to treat my mind like, you could say, a god. Like, not saying I am one, I'm not. I'm a human being. I did think I was at one point. But I've begun to understand that this mind I have carries more information than I can cognizantly present. And it is, whether you're religious or not, the biggest superpower, the biggest and best anything is what I possess. And to me, at least, I believe I possess the biggest and best computer type thing. That's what I believe my mind is. I believe that is what I possess. So I've been trying to, I don't want to say remove the human parts of it, but any part that could interfere with it, just remove. So The feeling to need to judge, that quick feeling to judge, remove. The feeling to, I guess, pity myself for whatever reason, remove. And what I mean by pity myself is I don't feel bad for myself on a lot of things. I blame myself for a lot of the situations because I play a part in how a lot of these things go about. All right. I made a video talking in the mind video. The premise of that mind video came from some stupid shit that happened. And even in that situation where I really can't even be held liable for it, I still played a part in it. I still blame myself for like, damn, bro, you could have done this better. You could have done this better. I always feel like I can do something better. So I take the accountability. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take that. And I don't pity myself. I don't baby myself. I don't pity myself. I don't do any of that. Because I know babying myself will not make any of this better. It won't. It won't make this situation better. It won't do anything. It realistically will not improve this situation in the slightest. So what is the point of me babying myself? So I try to be as realistic and as brutally honest as can be with myself. To some people that I know me, I'm maybe too brutally honest, but that's just the way I carry myself. I just try to be as objective with myself as possible. Meaning, if this is dumb, this is dumb. If this is what I believe is the smartest action I can do, this is what I'm going to do. Recently, I've been like this whole weekend, like the past, like from Friday night, Friday to Sunday, I did nothing. I was lazy as shit. And that was to me, that was the smartest action. I found something I wanted to do. I like doing it. I did it. And that's what really took up my time during the weekend. I wasn't really doing much. Normally on weekends, I'm cleaning this, I'm going here, I'm going here. I didn't do any of it. I just stayed in my house. I just stayed in my room. Didn't really clean. Didn't really do what I would normally do. I didn't even wake up on time, really. I didn't pity myself because if I beat myself up about it, hey, man. Like, situation right here, good example of this. Me and my dad were working on vans right now. He has 4 vans. He's trying to sell them, right? And we're trying to get batteries in them. And I dropped off 2 batteries at like an AutoZone to charge because it's free. I go get the battery. I drop the battery. Destroy it. If you know, like, inside the battery, I'm pretty sure it's like sulfuric acid and it broke and it was pouring. I called my dad and I was like, yeah, I dropped the battery. What happened? He was like, throw it away. It's broke. You can't do nothing with it. I beat myself up in the head about it. So I was like, damn, bro, I shouldn't have dropped that battery. If I ain't dropped that battery, we would have been able to sell our 4 vans. Like, I knew this. We have another battery that's too big. I don't even know where we got that battery from. I'm beating myself up in my head about it because I'm not going to pity myself. I'm not going to sit up here and act like what I did wasn't stupid. I knew exactly. Looking back now, I should have known what was going to happen. I put a big battery on a plastic cart at the top and expected it not to drop when it was going down the slope. Am I an idiot? So I don't really take faults. I don't really place fault on other people for a lot of things. I even made a video on this talking about how you cannot get mad at somebody for something. You cannot get mad at somebody for an action that you already had pre-understood. Meaning, if this person acts this way, I cannot get mad when they act this way because they've already shown me that they act this way. And I gave an example of my friend who got in a situation with him and this person. She did something weird, but he already knew that she was weird. So I didn't really have the sympathy I was supposed to give for the action that she did, even though it was weird. That whole ordeal. Check it out. It's whatever. That's just where I've been carrying my mind, basically. That's just basically how it is. And because of this is how I carry myself, and I send the video, how you carry yourself will show out. I don't really have to fake. I don't have to lie no more. I really don't have to lie about people. I don't have to lie about liking things. I don't have to lie about if I care about what you're talking to me or not. I really don't have to do it no more. I don't have to play the funny game of having to hide who I really am so I can appease to every person. I'm just me. And I'm really happy that I chose this route instead of faking. I'm really happy I chose the route of just being brutally me. And even though sometimes I might be too brash or too harsh sometimes, or even too crude, sometimes I just say stuff that I'm not supposed to. And what I mean by that is, like, I may see something and I may say the obvious, or I thought I should have kept an opinion of myself in my head of somebody, and I told them. I should have just kept it to myself. But I'm happy I chose that route of being brutally honest with people and not hiding or not faking, because if I was to be that person to fake, if I don't know if the way I would actually treat myself would be, let me say this better. I don't know if how I would actually treat myself would suddenly become the new treatment, and if I would be able to handle that adjustment from being treated by my fake persona to now the real one, if that makes any sense. Basically, what I've been trying to get at with this whole time I've been talking is, your mind is one of the only things that is real. Your mind is one of the only things you can confirm that this is a real thing. And with that being said, this real thing is as complex and as vivid as anybody else's. So with that being said, try within your power to treat your mind as such, meaning try to use your mind in the best ways and actually be able to fortify your own mind. Because there's no use in having such a brilliant gift and squandering it for nothing. And that's something I gotta tell myself sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll be in bed just not doing nothing. I'm like, yo, I have a blessed brain. I have a blessed brain. I can't use this gift that I've been given, that I only get one shot at, wasting it doing something or wasting it spending time talking about something I just don't care about, or don't got nothing to do with me, or wouldn't put any benefit within my own life. There's no real use of me doing any of it. So it's just best I treat my mind as you would say a god, and hone in on what I do, and just hone in on what I feel like my mind will appreciate, meaning stress, like positive stress to the brain, learning new things. Like, my feed on Instagram and TikTok is just Black history, learning about just the last 50 years, Sean Deontay Kyle, just a whole bunch of stuff, just learning Black art, fashion, Black fashion, all of that, just learning. Pretty sure a couple weeks ago, I was learning about the scramble of Africa and the 7 European countries that played a part in that. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that, like, I've been trying to precondition my mind to that. I'm gonna do my best to bring you as little dumb shit as possible and try to feed you as much of, I guess you could say, substance as possible, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna see y'all next week. Love y'all. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.